Hello, Rose. Hope you're doing all right. I don't know about anybody else, but this retrograde is a piece of work. I'm really not expecting for many people to be on here because right now where I am, it is 2:41 a.m. I did kind of do this late on purpose because um it might be on my end because I don't know, a lot of people have issues with it. But I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, I did it at this time on purpose. Well, not this specific time, but like late because I'm gonna do a general for um it's not like the general one-on-one messages that I normally would give. It's a one of my collective generals for like a general audience that I'm just gonna do live. I'm mainly only doing it live because I'm having issues with my laptop and this one. I think you have to buy some type of equipment in order to do recorded videos on here. So on this one, I can only do videos live. So, but and then another thing is it's a lot of energy in the room, and I'll be picking up on a million different people at one time. So I'm kind of glad that it's probably not going to be as many people. It looks like it's just you for now. In me, it says zero, but you're still in here. So if it says zero, there's one person in here. I don't know why it does that. It does that every time I'm in here. Um, but I guess I might as well get started. So in my thumbnail, that's just a picture I took with my phone today. I do sometimes like give free messages on another website for a few people from time to time, and I decided to start working with this deck again. I've had it since around the same time it came in or came out when it was published, but I just haven't for some reason worked with it. So now I'm going to try to work with it and get reacquainted because I've only used it maybe once or twice since I've had it. Um, so yeah, it's not the main deck I'll be using here, but I just use it for the thumbnail because I thought it was cute. But yeah. So what am I doing? Okay. So I really don't know where I want to start. Um, Now I know some people are probably gonna expect like specific stuff personally. I'll do that maybe a little bit later on for donations, but my main focus is this reading for everyone for the collective. Me and Mercury retrograde and showing us how to um, deal with the remainder of this shift because I know I'm feeling it pretty hard and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are too. So, but let me stop babbling and I think I'll start with this. It's Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle Cards by Doreen Virtue. Now, funny story about this deck. I did not purchase this deck. I had purchased a different deck. The seller did some false advertising. It was eBay a long time ago. And They were supposed to sell me a different deck, and they did. However, the deck was like it was very, very ruined. Um, and I told them about that, and there were cards missing as well. And they said that they would send me a new, um, I think a gift. I don't know if they said a deck, another deck specifically, but they did send me this one, and they let me keep the one that they messed up too. But the thing is that they were supposed to send that one was supposed to be new, and then they said they were going to send a actual new deck, and this one wasn't new either. But I mean, I'm over it. I'm kind of glad that I got this deck, but yeah, it was a long time ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. So mostly in this deck, it's like about health. I try to stay away from that type of stuff, but there's a lot of more messages in here as well, so we can just see what we get. There's things about like eating differently, diet changes, things like that. Mm. Hello, Elaine. Oops. So what I'm doing to catch you up is just a general collective for everybody as a group. Um, just maybe give us some tips on how to handle the rest of the Mercury retrograde. We'll be in it for a period of days, and me personally, I'm kind of feeling the effects of it a little bit, and yeah, let's just say that I'm not having a fun time. Okay. Jesus. So I just need to let that sit for a second or two. Um, Hi, Mina. Yeah. God, I hate that gap. I get frustrated every time I see it because I never had that until I got this tongue ring some years back, and um, oh, okay, and I get bored and I would like stick it like in between my teeth, and I guess that's how I got it. Yeah, I hate it that I did that. So this one I'm not doing questions. I'm doing a collective general reading for everybody as a group regarding the Mercury retrograde and how to handle that. However, if anybody has specific questions or want me to look into something specific, we can do that. I'll do that for donations, like maybe a little bit after I get through with this, or I don't know, but when you do ask questions, refrain from asking anything related to health. Of course, asking when somebody's going to die. And I know I really shouldn't even have to explain why, but you would be surprised how many people ask me that. Um, and health, death, pregnancy, fertility, and mediumship. I can do that, but I'd rather that be a one-on-one thing because there's too many people in here. Or, yeah. I was actually going to do this as a pick a card reading, but I'm getting frustrated and I'm having a very hard time with my devices, of course, during Mercury retrograde. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know I've been babbling for the past 10 minutes. So let's see. I guess that was meant to. So pretty much this deck, it's like a health conscious type of thing, but it has different messages in it. So the first one we have is relationship, and it says, "Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for healing and guiding all of my relationships upon the path of love." We have, I'll get to what I feel like these mean, what I feel like they mean together when I go through them. So easy does it. Dear Archangel Raphael, please help me detach and retreat and let go so that healing can occur. Exercise is key. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for motivating me and guiding me to an exercise program that fits my schedule, interest, and budget. And the last one is acceptance. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, please help me accept that everything is going to be, or that everything is going in the right direction. Okay. Um, hmm. Now, this is not to say that anybody in here is going through this currently. This could be for anybody who watches this later on down the line, if not now. But so the first thing that I pick up with this is that um, there is a relationship situation. It could be a friendship. It's more than likely romantic, but it could be a friendship or some type of relationship you have with somebody that's keeping you stuck and it's keeping you staying in like the same position. It's keeping you from wanting to move around. um I guess you could say it's making you maybe a little bit depressed. um let's see, you're kind of not accepting the situation as it is, as it's supposed to be. um hmm I say that because of the exercise is key part. That doesn't necessarily mean to go run on a treadmill or anything like that. But when I see this with the relationship thing here, it's showing me somebody being depressed because not even just really depressed, I can't find a word for it, but just stuck in one mood, just stuck wanting to stay on the inside all the time and not moving around, not letting your blood circulate. So all because it's just this one situation or this one person, or maybe it's a group of people. Because you see, there are I think that's Jesus, I would say, or maybe Archangel Raphael in this picture, but there is three people, so it could be a group of people. Um, so pretty much just don't allow this to keep you stuck. Just accept the situation for what it is, and in time you'll be able to let it go. Um, Let me see what else we can get. Where is what did I do with? Oh, right here. So, um, okay, so this one will be for anybody right here. And I'll tell you why. It says, call upon Archangel Raphael for help. If anybody is wondering why I keep saying Archangel Raphael repeatedly, it's because that's the deck we're using, and his name is all throughout this deck pretty much. So, yeah, you'll probably hear me say that 15,000 times. But, um, dear Archangel Raphael, I ask you for healing help with, and it says right here, uh, right there, if you can see, it has a little parentheses and it says describe your situation there. So they're wanting you to ask for your healing for that specific situation that you're, you know, that's making you feel bad or whatever. And um, just thank them ahead of time, thank them in advance. And then things will work out in your favor. Thank you for your divine healing intervention. And also, things have already been kind of fixed, but maybe somebody's not accepting the way that things turned out in the end. But it's kind of like a blessing in disguise type of situation. Somebody's situation has already kind of been fixed, but it didn't go the exact way that they wanted it to go. And because this is supposed to be Mercury retrograde reading, it's likely either like about to come up or something that somebody is dealing with now. Um, let's see. So it looks like this is even keeping people up at night. Good night's sleep. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you. Thank you for your helping. God, I can't read. Um, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me relax and sleep deeply, for I know that you are guiding, healing, and protecting me while I rest. Um, yeah, I know I can resonate with this because I'm so stressed out to the point where like my dreams are not even making any sense. I'm having weird dreams. And when I say weird, I mean weird. Um, I am like having sleep paralysis episodes again. Not fun. Um, and as you can see, it's 2:58 a.m. and I am wide awake. So, but for me, that's why I'll be staying up, or why I'm up now, pretty much, and because I have a good place mentally. Um, but yeah, the situation I've described with this energy here, it seems to be keeping people up, making people restless. And then we have recovery. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for holding my hand throughout my recovery upon the path of radiant health. So, like I was saying, it's keeping people up at night, it's disrupting people's health, whatever the situation is. For most of you, this is some type of, it has to do with another person, a relationship, um, friendship, romantic relationship, maybe a relationship with kids, something to that extent. Um, but yeah, so That'll be coming up. I mean, expect recovery, but I wouldn't say to expect it maybe um with the energy I'm feeling right now, it's gonna be I'm gonna have to have some patience, but just like take the advice that I've given already and you'll get there sooner rather than later. So I'm gonna go ahead and stack these up. I'm not gonna put them in order because if anybody missed anything, they're just gonna have to watch the video, play it back. Um, so that was our messages from Archangel Raphael. Uh, so I don't know what I'm gonna use next. Hmm. Guess we'll go with another During Virtue deck. The words are faded because I've had it. This was one of my, I think this was my very first Oracle deck that I bought. Um, but yeah, as you can see, the words have faded, and it also had to do with where I stored it. So yeah, but it is the daily guidance from your angels Oracle cards by During Virtue. Um, I don't know how many people are in here because this thing is inaccurate up here. Um, but possibly somebody specific in here right now has a money issue. Or maybe you're waiting on something regarding money. I don't know. Mm, might not even be an issue. It's just something with money. It could be something good. Hmm. Yeah, this thing here. Yeah, if it's one person, messages that come through really clearly for one person. But like if it's like 10 people, 5 people, four, even 3 people, they won't be. It won't be as strong. So, but I felt like it was somebody already in here. So you're saying it's true. Hmm. But But yeah, that thing where it has the people thingy here, where it shows you how many people are in here. For me, it's not accurate. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Like it'll be maybe one person in here, and then it says 0, and it'll if it's 2 people in here, it'll say 1. So I don't. It says 1 right now. It could be back on track, but well, it says 2 now. So I don't know. Okay. Um. So there is. I'm just putting this down here. So if somebody asks, it could just already be up here. Um. Uh. If I'm getting like crazy looks like that, it's because I'm getting a message. Um. So I hope you don't think I'm a lunatic. Actually, I think the card was meant, but I'm not gonna pull it out. Uh, Somebody just jumped off here and it might have been for them. Mm, it was just something significant about October. I just did that because my hand is cramping for some odd reason. Mm, if it's not for you, it was for them because I had got it right before they popped out. They had dropped back down to one, so it might have been meant for them, or it could, or it might be something for you coming up, possibly. Um, I'm not trying to get too like specific. I'm trying to do the general thing, and then I don't know why my hand is doing that. There it is. So after I shuffle each deck, um I put my crystals and stones on it for maybe a minute or two and just let it sit there. It's charging the decks. It makes it more accurate and makes it more easier for me to pick up on things. It helps me with the energy pretty much. Um, hmm. Probably should have turned that off. Hmm. So if you're wondering what crystals I have now, I these are the only crystals that I have. I have with the amethyst, it came in like maybe six or seven of them, and they're pretty big. I I don't think it's like showing the actual color here, but they're pretty big. I've got a bag of those, and then I got about four of these. It's rose quartz stones. I had aventurine, but I have somehow misplaced that, so I might have to get another one. Yeah, I got one by my window over there, and the rest of them I just keep on my table, or like the bag that I have, the bag full that I have is back there on my shelf with my cards. So, but yep, and then I have this Reiki healing rose quartz pendulum. And I bet I know what this is. Yep, it's an order. Yay. Not really, because I'm not really in the mood for that. Okay. I was just checking to see what that was, texting or whatever at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was just an order from the app. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Um, and here I go again, picking up on specific messages. So Rose, I don't know if this will make sense with you, but did you have a doctor's appointment or do you have one coming up? It's okay if I'm completely wrong because it could mean something else. I just have to piece it together. Um, hmm. I have no idea what that would mean, if not directly what I said. But they said specifically you, so either I'm interpreting something wrong or mm, hmm. um I'll get back to you on that if I pick up anything on it. Um it's not necessarily scary. It might not even be telling you to go to a doctor or that it might not even be saying anything like that. It could be about something completely unrelated. I'm just not sure how to piece that together. Unless there's somebody else in here. Um, and then again, could be for me because they'll do that. But I already know I have a doctor's appointment, so I don't know why I would even be getting a message like that. But it's not for another week or two, so hmm. Um, I don't know. Cause I mean, well, I do feel like I might need to go, but I'm just not sure why my spirit guides would be bothering me about that when I already know I have to go to the doctor. I don't know, cause this is supposed to be general, but it might be for somebody that'll watch later or who's ever already been in here. It could be something still lingering around for them. The letter D is poking out really strongly. Don't know what it's for. Did I shuffle these? Yeah. All right. Here we go. These relationship cards keep popping out. Um, okay. So we have listen, quiet your mind, beloved one, and listen to our gentle reassurance that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of desire of your desires manifestation. A quiet mind and body hears us quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen. So I'm just gonna go over what they say first, what the cards are, and then I'll get into what I feel like this is about for most of you. Um, and we have relationship that pops back out again. I had it in this deck when we first started, and now it's back. It's coming in this deck now. So, relationship. Your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle. Okay, I just read that all wrong. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving creator as you feel safe and loved within. So shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. And we have cleanse and detoxify. With great love and respect, we ask you to detoxify your precious and sensitive body. At your request, will help you to develop life affirming ways to deal with stress, as well as ease any sorrow is shedding your old ways. Give your cares, worries, and concerns to us and feel the beautiful grace of your newly purified body. And um, there's nothing to worry about. You are safe, and the situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you. So, whenever I see a card that has like the word worry on it, I tend to feel like I have to say that worry is a wasted emotion. It doesn't help anything. Now, some of you who are worried about, it looks like for the most part, a lot of people, if not everybody, is focusing on relationships, whether it's friends, romance, relationships with your kids as well. Just came up the child card. I haven't gotten to that yet, but I'm just really starting to piece all this together before I even get there. But um, this worrying is causing a lot of you to um, start some bad habits. Not necessarily drugs or alcohol or anything like that. Could be, but just bad habits in general, things that are not really healthy for you. Um, and some of you might have children or maybe nieces or nephews or whatever the case is, and your those children are kind of watching your behavior and kind of picking up on it. And I was being like, I felt this earlier to where like I was hearing like lead by example. So just know that these kids, even if they are your nieces or nephews and not kids of your own, even if they're cousins, even if they're just, I wouldn't say random children, but could be, they are watching you and they are pretty much taking notes. They're paying more attention to you than you think. So kind of stay clear of certain stuff, at least around them, if not clearly, if not completely. So, or possibly for some of you, this thing that you are needing to detoxify from is maybe causing a strain in your relationship with your kids. Um, I'm not really sure how many of my subscribers have children, but that's just, I don't know. But and I think, yeah, that was the last of those, and I think I pretty much cleared up what that means for a few people here. Yeah, Mercury retrograde is something else. Um, yeah, so let me do one more from this one. And we have daydream, which is another thing that always comes up around this time when we're going through an energy shift such as a retrograde or even a new moon phase or some type of moon phase. And what it's pretty much saying is to pay attention to your dreams. They're sending you signs and messages, um, and even answers to maybe some questions that you might have. So those answers are within those dreams. And like if you can write the dreams down, journal them if you can remember them. So it says you will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. Does that say seat? Yeah, it says seat. And then you have listen here. And I feel like it's more so about listening to your body. Um like yeah, listening to your body and listening to your dreams and maybe messages that you might get from spirit. Like you might hear something and you might think that you're just being crazy or that um or that maybe it's like wishful thinking or something, but usually like if you're in a room by yourself and you hear something, um like I've known, like I didn't know this was a psychic ability until like later on down the line, where I would be in a room, my parents would be in their room. I would hear, it was mostly my dad, I would hear calling my name. I would hear somebody calling my name, and then I would walk all the way back to their room, and they said that they never called my name. That is, yeah, those are signs and messages, and somebody's possibly talking to you or trying to get your attention from the other side, maybe. Um, but yeah, I thought I was just being crazy or hearing stuff, but then later on, I found that that is a spiritual thing. What do we want to do next? Hmm. Um, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with my. Um, I probably should have did this like in the morning or something, but I'll have my 3-month-old niece, and I don't like to do like start stuff when she's here because I know I'll have to like stop what I'm doing in the middle of it. So, whoops. I'm gonna say that was meant just because that tends to happen. Um, this particular message here seems to be going through a lot of people going through that around that time, so I'm gonna keep that out. In case you're wondering what deck I'm using, it is Heal Yourself Reading Cards by Ina Siegel. Hmm. Is it okay now? That might be because I went to, I don't know if it'll do that, like if you move to like a different tab or something. And then I'm also on, I got Netflix running in the background, so that could be why the connection is like that. But yeah, I don't know if you saw this before it froze, but this is the one that popped out. Rules number 6. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get some others out. Okay, so cycles, letting go, perfect to get side by side. And the numbers has a 6 in it also. I'm just praying that another 6 doesn't pop up. Close, 7, pride, and then have faith. So obviously with cycles and letting go, some of you are holding on to something a little too tightly. Um, Something that's very toxic and something just like back and forth energy. Um, I feel like maybe you people have been thinking about letting go. They're needing to let go, but their pride and their ego is keeping them from doing so. Um, it's kind of like maybe somebody feels like they have control over somebody or a situation and they don't. Um, and maybe people are afraid to let go because this is something or somebody that they're familiar with. This doesn't have to be a relationship. However, I know most of you are going to take it that way. Um, it could be like a job environment that you're in. Um, um, the pride thing could also be like related to some type of, like I said, toxic energy where people are bickering back and forth too often, and somebody's kind of not really just even pride, but somebody's kind of being like petty, I guess you could say, to where like they're just arguing just because, pretty much. It is obviously a situation to let go of. Um, but have faith that you can move on and that you can find something better, whatever this is, whether it's a job or a person, maybe a friendship. Um, or just a cycle that you keep finding yourself in, thinking that it's going to get better, and you have faith that it's going to get better, but it turns out to be exactly how it's always ended up. Um, But I do feel like some of you will be more like around this time. The Mercury retrograde forces us to sit back and think about what it is that we don't need in our lives. It it actually makes people want to move on, and sometimes for a lot of situations that's actually good. But yeah, Mercury retrograde energy here. And this could have been happening before the retrograde, but it may be causing um, It just may be getting worse around this time. Let me get one more. We have Wild, number 15. Um, Wait, I shouldn't have. Let me get those other cards back out so I can see what that could be about. Um, so Wild pretty much just sums up what kind of connection it is. Wild, another word for toxic, but the same thing with cycles. So I guess this would just be a validation of the cycles and of it being toxic. Um, Sometimes a wild thing can be good, but in this particular situation, it's a wild, like an unhealthy type of wild. So what I'm doing is just, and it fell on the floor. What I'm doing is just pulling from a few different decks to see what comes up and doing a reading based off of that energy. Um, it's supposed to be based off the Mercury retrograde, but somebody may have already went through this before that happened. But I don't. And do keep in mind that this is not going to resonate with everybody. Hello. I don't see your username, so I'm not really sure what the. It just says a bunch of emojis. Let me see. I don't know, but let me see. Hmm. So I'm going to be doing the Soul's Journey lesson cards by James Van Prague. Trying to put those all upside down. So if anybody has specifics, you can donate to one of the two there. There's Cash App and PayPal. Hmm. Okay. So now we're doing Soul Journey lesson cards, which is pretty much just affirmations, but I can still pick up things from those too. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over the cards, tell you what they say, and then go over what I think um is going on. So the first one is death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. I will go ahead and explain that that does not mean death in the physical sense, so please don't be alarmed. And then we have, oh my God, yet another relationship card. This came out in all of the decks I've used so far since I've been on here doing this. Um, there is no relationship card, I don't think, in that last one I just used, but the two before that and then this one I'm using now both have relationship card. So it looks like that's what a lot of people are focused on. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So again, this is about walking away from somebody. Uh, it's just like the previous one. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. So it's possible that somebody, I feel like an Eight of Cups type of vibe, somebody has the desire to move on from a certain situation, something that's, uh, like I said earlier, like a toxic type of thing. Um, Maybe somebody regrets wasting their time on somebody, somebody regrets um, maybe not leaving the person sooner. Somebody's been in fear over waiting for over leaving this person or the situation behind because they feel like they're not going to get anything better out of it. Fear, I realize I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And then we have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. It's like you know that now, but you regret not being able to get out of this situation sooner. Um, so perseverance is about like getting through different challenges and different hoops and um, just pushing through obstacles, even if the situation seems bleak, even if it seems impossible and too far to reach or too far out of reach. You just keep moving. Um, but yeah. So sometimes when these come out, they can come out in a certain order, but then I might read them all over the place and maybe backwards or whatever because it's just what spirit puts on my mind to do. So just because this came out first, it doesn't mean that it's the first message. So But altogether, it's like somebody's afraid to leave a situation just because they don't know what's coming next and they're afraid of what's next. Um, but just staying in that situation is going to make you miserable and you'll regret just sticking around. So you just have to get through it. Some of you might be in a situation where you maybe can't leave because maybe you feel like it provides something for you. Um, but what people don't realize is, and I'm not trying to sound harsh, but what people don't get is that it's easier to leave things behind than we make it out to be. Um, I mean, yes, easier said than done, but at the same time, it's really actually not as hard as we think it is or as we feel it is. So, got to get over the fear. I was doing one more from that deck. We have freedom, and here we go. Talking about leaving behind again. Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. If you free yourself now, this will keep you from regretting. I know people are afraid to leave things behind for whatever reason, but we we just keep sitting in the same situation. We're not going to be happy. So free yourself. And I feel like a lot of people are gonna obviously a lot of people are gonna relate to this. It is general, but yeah, I feel like a handful of people are gonna take that to heart. So let me see what other one that I want to use. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Work Your Light Oracle, and that's is it upside down? No, by Rebecca Campbell, and artwork is I think Danielle Noel. I've had this deck forever. I just don't. It says you are the Oracle. I just don't use a lot because it's a very pretty deck and I don't want to mess it up, as well as I just haven't felt called to use it a lot. But it's very, very, very pretty. Um, I don't know. Oh yeah, there is the back, but so during like when I do the breaks to clear my energy from the previous um what do you call it, the previous deck that I used before I get into the other one or the next one. If anybody, I'll take donations for specific questions during those breaks and I can answer them there. But yeah, I'm not leaving yet, but I'll be like once I do leave, I'll try to be back later on in the daylight hours, possibly if I'm not asleep, because it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I think I've done this all week. Um, I'll try to be back in the daylight hours to not do this, but maybe to do what I would normally do in the live. I think I'll be having a sale soon too. I don't know when, but I know it'll be this month because I know a lot of people will need guidance around this time. Yes, there's a lot of shifts. So while I'm waiting on this to kind of like the energy to kind of clear up, I do want to say that the Mercury retrograde is causing, I don't want to necessarily blame those life problems on the retrograde, but big, it plays a big role on why things are going the way they're going for a lot of people right now. Like communication, that's going to be, it's going to affect everybody differently. What I will say is that it won't affect you negatively unless you believe it will. If you constantly have the mindset of, oh, something's going to happen to me, something's not going to go right during this retrograde, then that's what's going to happen. That's the outcome you're going to get. Um, I've been told by a family member a piece of advice that if um, it was a long time ago, I can't remember when, but if you don't, if you believe in it, it only affects you if you believe in it. And yeah, I do believe in the Mercury retrograde, but it's saying not to think about it so negatively. So, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these back out. Okay. All right. So we have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? And then, whoops, the initiation, rite of passage. You're going somewhere sacred. I pulled this card for myself earlier. It was a few other cards I pulled, but then I had it on the top of the deck, and I forgot that I had the messages I pulled for myself, and then I just shuffled. I was supposed to write those down and journal it, but so there's that. Um, Mirror, who or what is triggering you? And then we have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. So, and then I'll pull maybe an extra or two when I'm done figuring out what this is. So, So, from what I get from these, is that somebody is looking after somebody, whether it's for health reasons, maybe you're helping somebody with money, you're handing out something to somebody, um, you're taking up too much time with that person, trying to make sure they're okay to the point where you're forgetting to take care of your own self. And then initiation. I feel like you taking care of that person in whatever light you're taking care of them in. There's nothing wrong with taking care of somebody, but we do have to make sure we take care of ourselves in the process. Um, it's very important. Um, but yeah, it's keeping you. So, like the initiation says, rite of passage, you're going somewhere sacred. Not necessarily you'll be stuck in the same place until you. I feel like you might be babying this person just a little bit. Um, so until you kind of, it could be that they're going to be stuck in this situation. If not, well, not situation, but they're going to be stuck generally. If you continue to, what's the word? Do they say coddle? I guess. Um, it's about somebody taking care of somebody, maybe treating somebody like a child. Um, but this person is needing to grow up. So, mirror, who or what is triggering you? So, for most of you, and then because I feel like this last card is answering, this is an answer to this card, who or what is triggering you. Then you have Sisterhood of the Rose. So, it could either be, it says Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic Teacher. So, it could be like a um, female energy that may be they try to give you some type of advice and it's you're kind of taking it the wrong way, it's triggering you. It could be if you have sisters, it could be like just somebody coming across as if they're telling you what to do. And they're kind of, it's kind of seem like they're being judgmental, but they're not, and you're taking it the wrong way. So Um, let me see if there's some advice for that. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts in past lives. So whoever this female energy is who is trying to help you um, with your life and with your path, with the path that you're choosing to walk down or what they want you to walk down, whoever that is helping you. It's possible that they were in your past life, which is why it's triggering you so much. Um, these people kind of maybe have a habit of telling you how to live your life or what to do, and then not taking their advice themselves. So this is not saying to kind of dismiss that person from your life forever, but it's saying to kind of take a step back from them, reevaluate on why maybe they are saying the things to you that they are saying them in, and why they're saying it in that way. So one more from Work Your Light Oracle. Take a break. So that's literally what I just said. But I said it with this card, Unbound, take a step back, same thing. Take a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. So no need for me to explain that because that was I just got through saying literally take a step back. So I think I might offer a work your light energy like type of reading on my website eventually. Or I might do it in lives and like do a fixed price or something for it. So that was from Work Your Light. I was about to say during virtue, but we know that's not during virtue. Rebecca Campbell. I do recommend this highly because I don't know. I just don't know. I know why I didn't use it, why I haven't been using it, but it just bothers me that I haven't just really used this deck a lot. Because when I sat down and looked at it today, I was like, it was like really, really gorgeous, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of it. So, um, if you like light colors, pastels, like light blues, pastel pinks, pastel purples, and gold, and oh, and it's also matte finish, like on the box and the guidebook and the cards. They're really, really pretty, like from the backs to the fronts. So I would get them. Um, yeah, so just pretty, pretty, pretty. And lots of good messages, nice messages in here, unique messages, just pretty all around. I just wanted to show that off because, like, I just keep wondering why I just left this on my shelf for so long. So we're gonna get started with. I'm trying to figure out what deck I want to use now. What I did was just grab a handful and put them on my table. What I felt drawn to do this particular reading. Pretty much just a bunch of affirmation stuff. Um, hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Psychic Tarot Oracle by John Holland. Hmm. Um, I was just reading something while I was kind of waiting for this to clear up. If you see me keep feeling my face fever, but it's like I don't know how to explain it. I'm like really irritated. I'm not mad about nothing, but I'm just like I'm staying hot all day long. And I remember last time it wasn't exactly like this, but I remember last time I was somewhat like this. I had a bunch of health problems last year, so I'm hoping that those are not trying to return. Um, yeah, hopefully not. And then my head has been hurting too. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, you can definitely tell it's retrograde with this spread right here. So we have deception and envy, which would be seven of swords and the traditional tarot. Emotional withdrawal, number eight, which would be eight of cups. Balance, that would be, I believe, because there's two different cards that represent balance. It's justice, I do know, um, and I think judgment. I can't really remember, but yeah, balance, number 11, spiritual strength, which would be nine of swords there, or think, yeah, I think. And then suffering and silence. Actually, that would be nine of swords. Um, so what this tells me is that either some of you are pulling back from somebody that's not being 100% with you, you're starting to withdraw emotionally and having a desire to move on, or the other way around, where this person has done so much lying and deceiving to where it's making them withdraw emotionally, even though they're the problem. Um, so obviously, they're imbalanced because it should be maybe the other person, you walking away instead of them. Whereas they should just maybe be honest and, you know, but so yeah, they're imbalanced. Um, and I feel like I think it's more so because they're going through a bunch of maybe mental, maybe in a mental crisis like anxiety, depression, um, anxiety, depression, just mental health. Um, and I feel like a few of these people are narcissists, not y'all, but the people that y'all are dealing with. Um, Then you got suffering and silence, which means that what they're telling you, yes, they might be talking to you, but while they're talking to you, they're not being completely honest. Their truth they're keeping hidden within themselves and not allowing for it to come out verbally. Um, Also, there may be something that, like I said, that they're going through emotionally where they feel like they have to walk away. Um, but they leave without a word. They won't tell you what's going on. So I think this would be current energy, but um, yeah, I do think it's best to give this person or this situation time in their space. Um, or it might be you suffering in silence about something. Um, Let me pull another firm foundation. Um, I'm feeling like with suffering the silence next to this on the left side, it is saying that they feel like that they could just get by with that. They don't feel like they have to tell you everything. They don't feel like it's necessary. Um, it could turn into a firm foundation, but first there needs to be more balance, more willpower, and they need to start speaking up and letting you know what's going on instead of just walking away. That could be another scenario there. And another thing, the biggest problem here is that they're just, most of the time, they're just spitting out lies. And I feel like some of them aren't even trying to. They're trying to keep from being honest with themselves, I see also. Um, so if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just spelling like I pull cards differently whenever I do use them. What I do is, like, say your name is Tina. What I'll do is go Tina, and then the last letter of that name is what comes up or what's for you, what's meant for you. So when I do something for YouTube, like a general or something, obviously I can't spell everybody's name together. So what I do is spell out the word YouTube, and you would be surprised how accurate the readings turn out. So we have obstacles and challenges. Material and spiritual prosperity. And fulfillment of wishes, which would be Nine of Cups. Um, so it looks like there just needs to be some perseverance here, because once you get through this, which I feel like you are going to get through it, whoever's looking at this or whoever's resonating with this, um, you're going to notice your you're going to start gaining materially and spiritually, and you're going to start to see everything fall into place the way you wanted it to. But this whole situation here with what I explained earlier needs to be fixed, because without that, you're not going to have this. You're not going to have this, and you're not going to have this. You're going to either have to walk away from that situation to get these three things, or try to resolve it somehow and come to a compromise with whoever or whatever this is. And I see like a lot of material type of things within this as well. So this could have to do with materialistic items, maybe playing too much of a role, too big of a role in a situation where it's not necessary. Um, Maybe somebody's caught up on money or um, hung up on unhealthy habits, unhealthy spending habits, and things like that. Um, so now I am going to use the Energy Oracle deck by Sandra Ann Taylor. Probably not going to pull very many from this one. I want to say I already shuffled it, but I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Okay. So what I do after each deck that I'm using for this live, I take a breather and I charge the next deck with my crystals and stones and to clear the energy. And if anybody has a specific question that they would like me to answer, like during this waiting period time or time period, I'll take donations for that and answer those while I'm trying to get that energy cleared. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I can go ahead and do this now. So, energy oracle. Alrighty. So, so we have number 15, appreciation. Third chakra archangel Shamuel and 37 in reverse. And victory number 28. And I just pinned that. But so this card appreciation is usually about, like, you see this woman, she's holding a rose or some kind of flower. There's other flowers back there and more stuff that she wouldn't mind having, but she's taking time to appreciate the one rose she already has because she knows that she doesn't even have to be blessed to have that. So just pretty much being grateful for what you have in front of you. There's nothing wrong with wanting more, but be happy about even the little things in life. And then our third chakra archangel is Shamuel in reverse. I and then victory. I think this is heartburn. So I'm gonna check my book here because, like, I know what this means upright, but sometimes the reversal meanings can be a bit confusing. So let's see. Hmm. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. In reverse, it represents low energy. I feel very. I don't know the word, but I've had low energy for the past few days. Like right now, like I'm just really, really hot up through here on my face, pretty much everywhere, to where, which is one reason why I'm not sleepy yet, because it's uncomfortable. But yeah, this represents low energy when it's in reversed. And then you have victory. And I feel like this is in reverse, and because people are paying attention and putting their focus on things that no longer matter. They're paying too much attention and too much detail to something that is irrelevant, instead of just appreciating what's going on around them. Once this turns upright again, you can get to this point. You can get to the victory and the accomplishments and the. Let's see, where do we want to go next? This power of surrender cards. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So we have surrender the idea you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Then we have surrender to wonder and awe, open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Hmm. Before I get into the third one, these two do kind of go together because it's saying this one's pretty much saying allow a person to take their own pace with healing. Don't try to force the change to happen within them. It has to be something that they are prepared for individually. It can't be because you're ready for them to change. They have to be ready for them to change. And then wonder, surrender to wonder and awe is talking about flow, pretty much going with the flow, ecstasy of flow. So go with the flow of their pace of how they're trying to go about making changes within themselves. Um, so we have surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you're energized and happy, move forward. So, pretty much, if you're low on energy, if you feel bad every time you think about somebody, um, if, like it says, if you just feel physically drained, it's time to walk away from that situation or that person. Unless you like feeling like that. I don't think anybody likes feeling like that, but um surrender your desire to control people. So that's pretty much the same thing. It's just a different way of saying it. The same thing as surrender the idea you can fix someone. It says being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Yeah. These two are the same messages pretty much. So that's why I'm not really just going to explain that. further. So I have 2 more decks to use for this particular live. These are the ones, all of the ones I've used are the ones that I just felt drawn to pick and put up here for this reading. So I'm going to go ahead and go with The Power of Love Activation Cards by James Van Praagh. So pretty much affirmation cards, but I do think that's mint. That's mint also. So I'll go ahead and get into the first two that popped out. Transformation. You use the power of love to move through illusions and shift into awareness. And then you have present. You live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy of love in your current circumstances. So what I get with those two together is that the only ways you can transform and move forward and shift into, a healthy type of energy and healthy circumstances. You just need and have to live in the moment. Because I know a lot of people want to know about the future. But sometimes it's just best to focus on the here and the now. Because we can predict the picture of the future all we want to. But ultimately, there's really no, how do I say this? Ultimately, there's really no set in stone future for anybody. And there's no way that we can really just truly ever be prepared for the future 100%. So just stay in the present and move forward from there. So transformation and present. And I'm just going to pull one more. And it is integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with every action. Then I got one more deck here to use, and for maybe the next 15 minutes or so, if anybody wants to donate for a specific question or specific aspect, let me know. And I'm not really just going to explain these because they don't really need so much explaining. But so I'm going to go ahead and get into the first one that popped out. Release toxic relationships. Which a lot of you are now in the process of doing that, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, or maybe even a relationship, an unhealthy relationship between your parents or just family in general. Even though they're family and you love them, I feel like most of you, this is a revolving family, um, for some reason. But even though you love them, sometimes you do need a break from them. So take a step back. Um, and if it's meant to be healed and if the problem is meant to be resolved, it'll heal on its own. Okay, so let's get into the other ones. Yeah, thoughts create your reality. Forgive yourself. Stay open-minded. Know your truth. So pretty much if anybody is this is kind of like gives me a 9 of Wands type of feel where you're constantly feeling like you're having to defend yourself. But this is saying that as long as you know the truth, as long as the universe and God and the angels or whoever it is that you call on to, as long as you all know the truth, that's all that matters. And you don't have to go out of your way to prove yourself to somebody else. That's what that pretty much means. Abundance is your right. So you might think you don't deserve something just because it's not happening according to your plan, but you do deserve to have abundance. It's just not your time to, have it. Let go of ego. I don't know why every time I see this card, even though there's no orange or anything, I automatically think of Leos. I don't know. And then inspire others. And inspire others is about, sharing your opinions and your thoughts and your creativity with another person, but not forcing them into liking what it is that you like or what it is that makes you happy. Just giving them an idea, but not forcing them to make it a part of their lives and not forcing them to make it a part of their path, but inspire others and just give other people ideas, but not necessarily try to change a person. All right, so that is my last deck for the Mercury retrogrades energy reading. If somebody wants one more personal, or if you want personal specific questions, my links are here. I have Cash App and PayPal, and I'm taking any amount. So yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and head off. If anybody would like a personal reading at some point, outside of YouTube and lives, here is the link to my websites.